When someone says there is nothing there, that person doesn't mean there is absolutely nothing there. It must be a reference to something that he or she has in mind. What then is nothingness? I think nothingness is a concept that is used to denote the absence of what is of relevance to us at a given point in time. Let's take for example, in a room may seem to be empty to the eyes. Someone may look into a room and says, there is nothing in there. But definitely we know that there are myriads of realities that could exist simultaneously in that room, but it will still look empty to the eyes. Let's start even with the fact that by merely looking into the room, there must be light. It must be at least filled with light in order to enable the eyes see that it is empty. And then there is no way the room could be devoid of air. It must be filled with air. Not only that, there are some other realities that could still fill the room, but it will still seem empty to the eyes. Such as the room could be filled with sound, and then simultaneously filled with smell, but it will still look empty to the eyes. Therefore, emptiness does not have actual reality. It is used to make reference to designated realities, but it does not have actual existence. Let's look at the nature of matter. Matter exists in three states. If you look at the solid state, it takes just a finite form and then it's located to a specified area or location. But in the liquid state, matter would expand a bit to take the form of a container, while in the gaseous state, it will spread out to fill the container. So the higher the energy, the more the matter spread out. So now let's look at a bottle. A bottle may seem empty. You can say there is nothing in the bottle, but we know that it is filled with air at all times. So if the need to make that bottle, let's assume that we would like a total emptiness. Let the bottle be devoid of every non-substance. Now, if effort is made to remove the air, rigorous effort has to be put in place before that could be achieved, which means some form of energy that is more energetic than air has to be employed in order to force the air out of the bottle. If that is achieved, then that energy must remain in there in order to stop the air from getting back. Everything is energy. You see, this implies that the bottle cannot remain absolutely empty. In essence, nothingness exists only as a concept in our mind to denote a certain reality we have in mind. By and large, something is most often referred to as those finite realities that are visible and tangible. They are most often what we refer to as something. And that's why it is relevant for us to say there is nothing there when we don't see any tangible or visible object in there. But we all know that there are many other myriads of realities that exist beyond the reach of our basic senses. For example, like gravitation, electromagnetic field, and so many other forms of realities, dynamic realities that are beyond the reach of ordinary senses. We cannot say they are nothing. We know they are something much more potent than the finite realities we are familiar with. In other words, nothingness is a denotation of the limitation of our senses. By and large, the basic sensories are used as a criteria for determining what is something. As such, realities from higher sphere appear to be non-existent to it.